you who are new around here, we were streaming directly into Facebook through this, what do you call it? Platform called StreamYard. And I just felt so weird just sitting there staring at myself and seeing Facebook user, Facebook user, Facebook user. But look, now I can see there's Julie and Amy and Britannia and Shawanda and Leslie, and hello, Hallie, it's good to see you too. Thanks for being here, you guys. If this works out well and we get good feedback from you guys, I'm hoping that we'll do Zoom on a regular basis. It just feels a little bit more personal. So thank you for being here. We have the chat. Hello, hello. Hallie, thanks for setting this up for us, please. Yeah, let me do the gallery. Okay, I like to be able to see everybody. So we are here. Technically, we are also streaming into the Interior Designers Business Launchpad. Hello, Amy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on screen. I'm so excited, you guys. I get to see you. This is so much more fun. So what we want to do is part of the reason why I go live on a regular basis is literally because I love helping designers with the business of their interior design business, because this industry is a piece of work sometimes. There's a lot of moving parts that go into it. I am very fortunate that I have a successful interior design firm, and it is pretty much on autopilot. And it's getting a little too big right now, so we might be doing some tapping down on that. But if I can share things with you that we have discovered and learned, and can save you some of the heartache, that's what I created this Design for the Creative Mind platform for. So thank you for joining me. We're here for about 10 to 15 minutes every Wednesday. In 2 weeks, on the 19th, we actually have a Rolling in the Dough workshop. It's 9 days, 5 days of how to qualify, quote, and close high-end clients while you're baking your profits into the projects, completely free. It's at 12 o'clock noon Central Standard Time. I'll bet you Hallie will be dropping in the link here soon, whether you're on Facebook or if you're on Zoom. We'd love to have you here. Thank you, Hallie. You are awesome. And then we actually have some 4 bonus sessions after that. So if you've been to that, workshop, let us know. Let us know in the comments also, where are you watching from? Are you, I'm in Dallas, Texas. I'd love to know where you guys are from. Today, we are going to be talking about your, and I've got my notes here, Photoshoots 101. So as you grow and your business has good projects, let me get my notes, and you have good projects, Washington, D.C. Oh, well, thank you, Kristen. Thank you. Tiffany's in Houston. Awesome. We've got D.C. and we've got Texas in the house. And you guys are going to laugh. So I'm in our new studio, and I feel like I need to have a little number here, like an inmate, because this is all white and plain. So we're going to get some decor up here soon, hopefully before we do our workshop. We've got Arizona, Michigan, Charleston. Oh, Amy, where in Michigan are you going to be? I'm going to be in Detroit at the Michigan Design Center in September. So if you're around, come by and see us. Okay, so we are talking about Kim's in Oklahoma. Yep, you're just a little bit north of me. Chicago, western suburbs. Awesome. Thanks for being here, guys. This is fun. Okay, so who am I? My name's Michelle Lynne. For those of you who are, oh, you work in the Michigan Design Center. Awesome. Well, Amy, you have to come see us. You have to come see us. Hello, good to see you. Okay, what am I talking about? My name is Michelle Lynne. I am the president of ML Interiors Group, which is an interior design firm, award-winning here in Dallas, Texas. And really what really lights me up now is taking interior designers who are maybe at 6 figures in revenue and teaching them how to scale their business to multiple 6 figures with profit and passion. Okay, so that's what I love to do. We are talking today about photo shoots, just photo shoots 101. And it seems like, well, you just show up and you make sure the junk's out of the way and you make it look pretty. Well, there's a few things that you want to do. You want to begin with the end in mind. And by that, I mean, you want to make sure that it's noted in your contract with your client, okay? That they give you permission to photograph the project when it is complete, okay? I think in my contract, I say it's, all identities remain confidential. Okay, your address is never listed in relation to the photographs. So we call it, it's Project Southcrest or Living La Vida Locar or Project The Royal Treatment. So that you don't know who it actually is because they all have unique project names. So by beginning with the end in mind, you get that signed off on. Now, there are some clients that don't want that, okay? And that's just going to be a part of your process. And I had one client who did not want it. And you just have to roll with it. So we still took some photos during the installation. We could use it for social media, but I didn't necessarily get portfolio photos. But I got paid well for the project. So you take the good with the bad. You're also going to want to so the time comes and you have installation. I suggest you try to do your photographs within, I don't know, 30 days of installation. Okay. Now, there are some designers who they do installation and then I don't know how they keep the clients out of the house for another day or two, but then they do their photographs. We tend to go back about a month later. Because what we'll also do in the meantime is once we have the installation, if there's anything that we know is potentially lacking in the project, maybe the client didn't want to put plants in there. So we want to bring in some greenery, or we've had clients that didn't want us to do accessories. So we have to bring in our own accessories. We'll want to go and take a look after the installation is done. And we'll walk around and take photographs and make notes of some of the details that we want to make sure we add. So it could be, there's a shelf that maybe you styled it for the client with family photos, but you don't necessarily want those family photos on the shelves in your pictures. So what you would do is you would be able to say, okay, just a reminder, these are 11-inch shelves, and you want to go find something to put in place of it. So you're literally making notes of things that you want to bring to finish the space, taking measurements, and also taking photos so you remember exactly what you're telling yourself to do. So Hallie, I am absolutely loving the Zoom versus the Facebook StreamYard. So thanks guys for being here. This just feels more personal. And if you guys have questions, pop them in here. So with that, you're going to want to go ahead and make sure that you have the client. In our contract, we tell them that for installation day, it needs to be cleaned and ready to go. For photography, I ask them, hey, when does your cleaning person come? Because our clients, thankfully, are in more of a luxury market, and therefore they have a cleaning service. So I'll try to time it around that. But if not, in some instances, there have been times where we will pay, and that's part of the treat. We will pay to have the cleaning done. So something to go back and take a look at is the photographer and the cleaning fees and potentially some flowers and fruit. You're going to want to budget ahead and work those into your design fee so that they're not coming out of your pocket. So I happen to know my photographer, I think she's like $1,500 a day, half a day, something like that, with so many whatnots. So I can budget for that by increasing my design fee. So it works out and it's not coming out of your profit. Flowers, when you are doing flowers, a tip is to do a solid color. You don't want to do a bouquet of multiple colors. It just doesn't show as well when you're taking photographs. White tulips are fantastic. Pink peonies are fantastic. Just a single color of something. And of course, it's also going to depend on the color scheme of your design. You don't want the flowers. We're not taking pictures for FTD florals. We're taking photos for your space. But greenery, flowers. It just makes such a difference. So you're bringing a little bit of life in there. Prep the client to be away for the day as well. I don't know about you, but I feel a little self-conscious when I'm running around somebody's house and rearranging things. And then also, like, if I accidentally knock the wall with a ladder or something, I don't really want them witnessing that. So that's just my preference. Everybody's going to be a little bit different in that respect, but if they can be away, it is definitely helpful. If they have dogs, if they have pets, you'll want to make sure either sometimes the client's there and the dog is really cute to be in the photo. It's going to depend on your relationship with the client, how high maintenance and how uptight they are, and things along that line. So you'll want to use your judgment there. I can picture Kathy was at a great photography session that we had. Her dog was there, her daughter was there. We had the chance to get some really fun photos that we wouldn't have had otherwise. So use your judgment on that. If you can send them away to go get their nails done, go get a massage or something along that line, you can factor that into your design as well. And just think about that. Oh, my interior designer is going to take pictures of my gorgeous house and she's sending me to get a mani-pedi. Okay, so, you send them to get a mani-pedi, maybe you give them a gift certificate to take themselves out to lunch and it's a half a day and they're good to go. Just different ideas that you can do that continues to elevate your design services. Okay, it's an experience and not just a service. You're also going to want to wear comfy shoes and bring some snacks. I'm not sure how many of you guys, there you go. Yeah, never thought to build in the post photo expenses into your fee. Yay, good, Deanna. No charge for that tip. So with that, something that you can also consider is, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, if your client's going to be there, bring snacks. Okay, if they're not there, bring snacks for yourself. Wear comfy shoes. Photography is not a glamorous event. For the most part, you are moving a lot of shit out of the way, taking a photograph and then putting it back, because the images that you see are not necessarily the way the client lives. And especially if they've been there for a month, they might have cluttered it up with some of their stuff. So if you're going, and Shannon, we hire it for a full or a half day, sometimes 2 days, depending on the size of the project. It allows us a little bit of breathing room, but you'll want to get there. If you schedule the photographer, let's say for the second half of the day, maybe it's like 1 to 5 or whatever that looks like for your photographer, you'll want to get there a couple hours in advance just to start getting things prepped so that he or she is not losing time with you zhuzhing. Okay. Megan and our photographer recently took a photo of my kitchen. And I was out of town. I had just redone it and we're just branding shots, whatever. And I looked at him like, where's my dishes? Like, this is a kitchen, where's my dishes? But it looked beautiful. So they just had some dishes out, but they didn't have all of my dishes up there. They added some more plants and it photographed beautifully. It's a kitchen. But if you're going in there and depending on what you're taking photographs for, you might have some time that you're going to need to prep and zhuzh. If you're bringing, for a kitchen, if you're bringing fruit or if you're bringing croissants or something like that, you're going to want to get it angled the way you want it. So just some things to think about is that you don't necessarily just show up and then all of a sudden it's time for photography. Because then you're also, here's one of the last things I'll probably leave you with, is you're also going to want to take pictures of the before. Okay. So if you were to walk in there, and start taking things off of the shelf, take a picture of what the shelves looked like before. Speaking from experience, thankfully, Megan and the photographer knows me well enough. They took pictures of it before, zhuzhed it, and then put it back the way it was. So I didn't even really know they were there. Okay, that's really important for your clients. You don't want to inconvenience them. And then the last thing I would say is sharing the photos with your clients. is really a cool thing. Sometimes a before and after book is fun. There used to be a place, excuse me, they were called Instagrams, and it was a graham cracker, and they would put the photos on the graham cracker. So it was really fun. So we could send that to them and they could see their photos. We've done photo books, depending on the client. It's a fun gift. Sometimes it's just kind of cheesy, but it's just a really fun way. Or if they get published, put them, send them a magazine or whatever the case may be. Is there a what to expect doc that you can give to the clients for that photo day? Deanna, that's a great idea. I don't think I have one made, but that's definitely something that you could easily just bullet point from here and let them know what to anticipate. If they need to put the dog away, if the dog needs to go to the kennel, or expect us to be there for 4 hours, things along that line, it doesn't hurt. You could even just send that in an email, because these are the key things, and then there's going to be some of the one-offs that go with the particular client. So, oh, Oreo does that as well. Ooh, Tiffany, that's good to know. Yum. Some photo shoot trends and what is out. Kristen, I couldn't tell you what some trends are. I think every project has its own personality. So our projects, they all look a little different. I think, so I will tell you personally, I'm tired of the overexposed light and bright, or bright, white and airy, type of stuff. I just think that it doesn't look like today, and it doesn't look real. So I think that something that just reflects the project well. What trends are out? Oh, I will tell you, in my personal opinion, I think that the fake, what were they? They weren't the calla lilies. You can get them at Home Goods. They were the orchids, fake orchids. Those silk orchids that you used to see them in every single bathroom? In my humble opinion, those are gone. Those are like Home Goods 1902. Use it to stage a $200,000 home and be done with it. So that's my 2 cents. Empty counters, Kristen, we do both. So sometimes we'll stage our counters and we'll have, like some croissants and some plates in the foreground, and then we'll have the flowers, and then maybe like a jam, and then on the back we have and this is just kitchens, obviously, the cutting boards, those wooden cutting boards and stuff like that. And then others, if the counter's really busy and we want to show off the countertops, then we probably wouldn't have as much. So to me, like I said, it's going to depend. If you have one of those countertops is that bold, like the violet marble, I would say let that stand out. You don't need to put some stupid lemons in a bowl on that, although purple and yellow do look good together. So anyway, that's kind of my thoughts there. So with that, y'all, I will be back next week on Wednesday. Thank you for being here. If you like Zoom versus that StreamYard thing, let us know. I see some of you nodding, so thank you very much. I like it, so I think that's probably what we're going to do. Sometimes it is good to be the boss. Not all the time.
Michelle, yeah. Can you see the one question from Shannon? It's a great one. I think you might have scrolled past it.
Oh, pushback. Thank you. Yes, Shannon, we do sometimes get pushback from the clients regarding photos. Privacy concerns, time constraints. We had one client, oh my gosh, her house was so beautiful. We could not pin her down and get her to commit to a photo day. It sucked. So yeah, sometimes and that's also the privacy concerns and time constraints. That's why we put it in the contract. So we do put it in the contract. So if they don't want to, we'll just redline it and initial it, and we know that we won't be able to get photographs of that. So yeah, sometimes it happens, and it's kind of like sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the window. But with that, I still take photos for social media. We just try to be as respectful as possible. Okay, so next week, I think we're going to do like a mid-year check-in, like what's working, what's not. So that'll be our content on Zoom. Yay, thanks, guys. I definitely prefer this too. So we're going to do a mid-year check-in, and then the following week, I'm looking at my calendar. So next week is the 14th. That's our mid-year check-in. And then starting on the 19th is that rolling in the dough. So Hallie dropped a link in here. You can just scroll through the Interior Design Business Launchpad. We're advertising all over that. And then also, if you find value, cruise on over to my podcast. It's called Design for the Creative Mind, and you can hear me rant, even more there. So thanks for being here. I will see you guys next week. And thank you again for your feedback and your questions. Bye.